My friend Dave told me something years ago that changed how I thought about health, and the phrase he used was training for the big nothing. We were mountain biking through the woods. We stopped to take a break, and he said he liked mountain biking because it was helping him to train for the big nothing. At the time, I was about 28 years old, and honestly, that phrase didn't have any meaning with me whatsoever. So I asked what he meant, and he said something very simple. He said he didn't want to get older and not be able to play ball with his kid or his grandkids one day. He didn't want to struggle to go up and down the stairs of his house. He wanted to travel places like the Grand Canyon, Statue of Liberty, where you have to do a lot of walking. And he didn't want to have those things not be possible because his body couldn't handle it. So it sounded like it was a training goal, but actually it was something much simpler. And actually, it's a lot more important. So I became a physical therapist, and as my career developed, that thought of training for the big nothing was kind of always stuck in the back of my head, and thinking about Dave and what kind of shape he was in. And what I noticed was in the clinic, it was the exact opposite. People were training for very specific outcomes, but what they weren't doing was they weren't building any long-term capacity. So when I think about Dave's phrase of training for the big nothing, I don't think about fitness in a traditional sense. I ask one question: can your body handle life consistently without breaking down? We're not talking peak performance. We're not talking sports. We're not talking extremes, just function. And what we found in the clinic was that the people who do the best long term aren't always the strongest. They're not the most flexible, but they're the ones whose bodies tolerate the load over time. We call that capacity. Most rehabs don't fully rebuild that. So a lot of rehab is built around short-term goals. Things like range of motion, pain reduction, specific milestones like climbing a flight of stairs or reaching overhead. Those things are important. And goal setting is definitely a key to success, but they don't always line up with what people actually want long term. See, most people set their rehab goals because they're doing what they think rehab needs, which is, I need to reach the top shelf. I need to wipe my own rear end. I need to be able to walk up a flight of stairs or get down on the floor with my grandkids to play. But what they're really looking for is to live their life without constantly being in pain. So instead of asking, how do I fix this pain? Or how do I just get my arm up over my head? What we want to ask as a better question is, what would it look like to build a body that doesn't constantly keep getting stuck in the same patterns? So that's what I've spent the last 25 years of my life in therapy working towards in actual practice. It's not just fixing the problems, but helping people understand how the body works and to build enough capacity that those problems don't keep coming back. So now, 25 years later, that phrase, training for the big nothing, actually means durability, building a body that doesn't need constant fixing. So over the next few videos, I'm going to break down how I think about that in real life, in practical sense, so that you can start training for the big nothing yourself.